Today, we're diving into a problem that's huge in every modern workplace: that constant, overwhelming flood of digital conversations. How do you keep an entire organization on the same page when literally everyone is talking at once, all the time? Let's get into it. As companies have shifted to real-time messaging platforms like Slack and Teams, they've gained greater transparency, but also unleashed a digital deluge. It's a crazy paradox when you think about it. We have more tools, more channels, more ways to communicate than ever before in history, and that actually might be the problem. Every single day, thousands of messages are flying back and forth. Big decisions are made, incredible new ideas are popping up, problems are getting solved. It's this nonstop river of information and potential. But here's the kicker. With this explosion of channels like Slack, Teams, and email, just trying to keep up can feel like a full-time job. The very tools designed to connect us are creating an overwhelming flood of talk, making it nearly impossible to figure out what actually matters. So what's the fallout when all that important stuff gets swallowed up by the noise? That's where we get to the real cost of what we're calling loose threads. This is where the whole fabric of a company can really start to come apart. A loose thread is any critical conversation that fizzles out. It stalls, gets forgotten, or never connects to the other conversations it relates to. It just gets buried. You've seen this a million times. A team gets going on something important, ideas are flowing, and then 30 new messages come in on a different topic. The first conversation is never tied up, buried, gone, incomplete. Or how about this one? Someone has an idea, everyone agrees, and then crickets. There are no clear next steps, and that potential innovation or opportunity sinks to the bottom of the chat history, lost forever. Here's an even more damaging example. Over in the engineering channel, they're hashing out a new feature. At the same time, over in legal, they're discussing compliance rules for that same feature. They're literally working on the same thing, but in two silos. Those threads should be woven together, but they're not even in the same room. What is the cost of all this? Missed opportunities, dropped balls, and worst of all, confusion when different groups are on different pages. And who ends up trying to piece it all together? Senior leadership. Leaders end up manually sifting through hundreds, sometimes thousands of discussions every day, just trying to be the human glue holding the operation together. If you feel like you have a second job catching up on 100 threads at the end of the day, you understand how exhausting it can be. So that's the problem. The question is, how do you fix it? This challenge inspired us to create Quisdom. Think of it as a master weaver for your company. The mission is simple: find every loose thread and tie it off. Turn that messy tangle of conversations into something strong, coherent, and useful. How does it actually do that weaving? It's not magic. It is a smart, automated system built around 4 steps. First, it monitors, watching everything that's happening to get the full picture. Second, it identifies stalled discussions, conversations that lack clear ownership and next steps, and missed connections, the loose threads. Third, it interjects, jumping in with helpful questions to get things moving again or to establish concrete next steps. And finally, it connects, pulling the right people together. Remember the engineering and legal example? It fixes that. When the system is working, you get what's called a woven organization, a place where communication just works, where everything is cohesive and powerful. The benefits are huge. First, you get clarity. Everyone has the right context at the right time. Then you get follow-through. Good ideas get clear owners and next steps. And finally, you build confidence, from the newest hire to the CEO, that nothing important is falling through the cracks. And here's the best part. Your team becomes more effective without changing how they work. They don't need to learn a clunky new system. It integrates with the tools they already use, making their conversations better. Put it all together and it's like having an incredible safety net working in the background, keeping the fabric of your organization tight, strong, and connected. And that leaves just one last question. Imagine what your team could truly build or solve if you could guarantee that nothing important ever gets lost in the noise again.